Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome back to Phil Plays Bass. Guys, what do we do on this stream apart from adjusting camera angles all the time apparently? I've also moved my screen and that means I'm all over the place. How is everybody doing? What do we do here? We transcribe, we talk, we come up with exercises on the spot. We try to come up with optimized versions of old ideas, old exercises, and we try to make the best out of our short time we have behind the instrument, especially since we all have very busy lives. Hello, Michael. Michael, I'd like to thank you on stream for gifting a few memberships like you have. Again, really appreciate it, Mike. Any support is appreciated and you've been a huge support. We need to schedule a call again, Mike. We need to have a chat. I need to have your feedback, to get your feedback on a couple of things. So we'll chat. We'll chat at some point. Hello, Akil. Akil says he has a science test tomorrow. Oh, dude. You should be studying. Akil, I'm sorry. I don't want to make you feel bad. No, you know what? This is your break. This is your hour break or whatever. Although, I mean, it's pretty late in India, so hopefully you've done all your studying before and you're ready. You're just a bit stressed out. How are you feeling about it, dude? You confident? How's it gonna be for you? I hate science, but the backlogs stings. Got a few more numericals. Numericals. A bunch of new miracles. Twitch seems to be going fine. Looking good on YouTube, looking good on Twitch. Lovely. This camera seems to be working fine. Lovely. I've got a very dense stream for you guys today. I just I spent the whole day coding, working on the app, and who would have thought that it takes so long to think and come up with a points system, a way that you get little rewards and you get a score, and how to make that feel kind of rewarding and meaningful is actually super difficult. Because like, how many points is a good note worth? And if the user is playing with a metronome, how do I factor that in? How do I do bonuses? How do I do streaks? Like if you get 5 in a row, you get a bonus until you get 1 wrong, and then you get back to 0. That kind of stuff. So I've come up with a system now. It's not implemented just yet, but all the mechanics behind it are working fine, and I'm super excited to be showing you guys this. It's probably going to be live on Monday next week. New bit of design as well for this, for the tempo practice tool. Not sure about the sounds just yet, but now there's like a little rotating thing in the middle. Yay, super cool. And then it sort of vibrates when you get a note right, and I still got to figure out where to display the points, because obviously depending on the game, you'll get different points for pitch, different points for rhythm, different points for different things. So, and the bonuses and all that. So there's going to be sounds, there's going to be not XP, but little rewards and incentives for people to participate. So it's going to be live soon, and it's all the job that I was doing was sort of under the waterline, so you can't really see many changes, but they are there. So with that aside, Akil says like when they add maths to physics, chem. Oh geez, okay, that seems pretty intense, man. Mike says, I wonder what studying science in India is like. Apparently India is very good for STEM subjects. Science, technology, what's the E for again? Science, technology, blah blah blah, and math. Philippe, I tried using your metronome and I still need to figure out how to use it. Mike, we'll jump on a call, and I would love engineering. Of course it is. Thank you, Mike. We'll jump on a call at some point this week or whenever you're free, and I would love it if we could like maybe share screens and you could show me a little bit what is going wrong, because if the app is not accessible to users, that kind of defeats the point. So we'll have to figure out a time that is convenient for you, but we'll figure it out. I'll get in touch with you on Discord. All right, let's grab our instruments. I'm gonna play straight through the audio unit, the Focusrite today, because that's. And if Nate joins us at some point, I've made some progress on the crazy slap bass line that we talked about, that we've been talking about for some time. Lovely, Michael. As I said, I'll get in touch and we'll schedule something like that. I could really use a little bit of help and feedback. 5 string. I thought it would be the 4. I owe Philippe a coffee. You don't, Mike. I'm full of caffeine thanks to your generosity. Not web, action cam. There's just so many things to pick from today. I'm not really sure what to start with. We could do a little warm up, but I have been playing a fair bit today already. So, what do you guys fancy doing? You guys fancy a little bit of a warm up, or you want to jump straight into the meat? Because I've been working on this little, the kind of exploded chords exercise where we play the root note somewhere down here and then play the top notes above fret 12 or around that sort of second half of the neck. And I think I've found a loop that's like, shall we say, level 2. Level 1 would be just playing dominant chords, or just one type of chord. Let's say I'm just going to go through the circle of fifths backwards, and play C, F, B flat, and just play them as dominants. That kind of stuff that I talked about the other day. Maybe a little bit lower. Bass is coming through fine, but not very loud in my ears. Akil, good luck for tomorrow, dude. Apologies for not seeing your message earlier, but fingers crossed, dude. You'll smash this. Come on, let's go. Mike, I need to order more coffee beans from Amazon. I fell in love with European coffee in the Netherlands. European coffee? Mike, there's such a thing as European coffee grains? Or is it the way the Europeans manipulate the coffee that you like? Get some of this. Let me know. Right, so I kind of feel like doing this. I don't really feel like doing a warm-up. Most people, if you're a beginner, do let me know in the chat. Welcome to all the potential newcomers. Ask any question you want. Are you struggling with anything? What instrument do you play? How can I help? Can I help? If I can't help, at least we'll think about ways that we can start helping together. We'll put the hive mind onto your problem. Do let me know in the chat. And just say hi. Just say hi. And give this stream a thumbs up. Mike Brooks from Brooksy's Bass Corner is trying, bless him, he's trying to teach me how to be a better streamer. I've got a very thick head, so it takes a while. It takes a fair amount of repetition for me to start doing things. If you haven't given this stream a like, please do hit that like button, as people say. And in the meantime, I've got a little backing track set up on Logic here. Very, very simple thing. Not too loud. There we go. Mike, well, it wasn't quite just coffee, but it was so rich without being bitter. Had foam on the top. That sounds like it was done with a proper machine. I think in America, you guys are very fond of the percolators. You know, the machine that's sort of the coffee falls into a big pot, just drips into it. I like it. A lot of people use them in Belgium as well. But people have become a lot more. What's the word? I don't want to say snobbish, but demanding when it comes to coffee. And a lot of these large coffee machines have started appearing in cafes and restaurants and stuff like that. It's been a while, but glad you had a good experience in the Netherlands, Mike. All right, this exercise is mainly for me, guys, but hey, hopefully you guys can get something out of it as well. I think it's an interesting way to map out the fretboard, as well as sounding kind of not too bad for an exercise. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Appreciate you posting that little bass line earlier, dude. I was playing along to it. I was like, how would you turn this into a tune? You wouldn't really turn it into a tune. I think it'd have to be some kind of maybe like a solo bass type of thing, because it's a really good and your intonation on a fretless, dude, excellent. So yeah, good job that you focus on that clearly, and it pays off because it sounded really good. All right, so where was I with this exercise? Instead of playing just seventh chords, we can play a little chord sequence. In this case, it would be 2, 5, 1, 4, and then we turn that 4 into our new 1 on the next round. So I'll start with playing a 2, 5, 1, 4 in C, which would make it a D minor 7, G7, C7, C major 7, and then F major 7. And then that F major 7 becomes the new 1, and I move straight on to the second degree then of F major, which would be G minor, C7, F major 7, and then B major 7. And then B major 7 turns into our 1, and therefore I'd play a C minor 7, followed by a F7, and B flat major 7, then followed with E flat major 7, our number 4, E flat major 7 becomes our 1 chord for the next sequence. Therefore, I start with an F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7. Now we're in A flat major 7, so first chord of that would be a B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, and our 4 chord, D flat major 7. D flat major 7 then becomes our number 1 chord, and we start with E flat minor 7, B flat 7, where are we? B flat 7, no, that's wrong. E flat, A flat, my bad. So E flat. There we go, there it is. Sorry, I still get confused, guys. This is practice, it's live. E flat minor 7, A flat 7, D flat major 7, and our 4 chord, F sharp or G flat major 7. This now becomes our number 1 chord, and we move on to A flat minor 7, D flat 7, F sharp or G flat major 7, 4 chord, B major 7. B major 7 becomes our number 1 chord, and we start off with a C sharp, C sharp minor 7, F sharp dominant, B flat major 7, E major 7. E major 7 becomes our key center. F sharp minor 7, B7, E major 7, A major 7. Switching to A major 7, we play B minor 7, E dominant, A major 7, D major 7. D major 7 becomes our key center. We start off with E major 7, A7, D major 7, G major 7. G becomes a key center. We start off with A minor 7, D7, G major 7, C major 7. C major 7 becomes our key center, and we've gone full circle. We've done all 12 keys. It takes a bit of time to wrap your head around all of these chord sequences, especially when you get to the flats where it's a bit more bit on the grayer side. But what's up, Big Son? Good to see you again, man. It's been a while. How have you been? And I'm now going to give this a proper try on with the backing track. If I get lost, which I will, that's cool. I'll just start over with the next beat. This is my live practice session. The whole point of doing this is to become more fluid, more fluent with this whole thing. So might have to sort of run a couple of these a couple of times to sort of properly cement these chord positions and notes into my brain. And I might even slow it down to 70%. How you doing, Big Son? What's going on, man? Zach says this tone is a preset in guitar rig, actually. Oh, cool. Yeah, bit of reverb. Yeah, altogether sounded good, man. I liked it. Sounded like I don't know, sort of immediately kind of jumped at me as a. It's like, oh, cool. This is, yeah. It's like an not atmospheric, but like a very melodic bass solo type of thing. So I would explore it, dude. Keep exploring it. So some good ideas there. What was it? Something like that, right? But obviously on the fretless, it sounds a lot more expressive. My bass conveys less emotions in that sense. Yeah, I don't have the same. It doesn't have the same wah type of thing. All right, let's give this a try. I've been postponing it because I'm a little scared of this exercise because it's quite involved. But you've got to give it a shot. 2, 3, 4. Already. I feel like my bass guitar is not loud enough compared to the rest of it. Let me just try that again. Is the bass in sync? First question, guys. And is the bass loud enough compared to the drums? Do let me know. Frets a prison. Make your bass fretless. Rah. Rips t-shirt. Yeah, I'd love to buy a fretless, dude. I wouldn't get rid of the frets on my basses. I like them the way they are, and that's a bit too much of of work to be done on these. They have acquired a lot of sentimental value, and I got used to it. So I'd probably buy one of those Squires. Harley Benton fretless, dude. Great point. I mean, I was like, do they make them? Of course they make them. They must do. Let's check it out. Harley Benton fretless bass. No way, dude. That cheap? 158 euros? From Toman? Can't be. Dude, that's my speed as well. Have you tried them, Big Son? Have you tried one of these? I mean, the headstock is anathema. But doesn't look too bad. And I've got a pretty good experience with their products. So Sunburst, or what's that color called? Pink, whatever. Dude, that is pretty cool though. Kind of like that. Nah, black not so much. If it had to be a different color than Sunburst, it would be this weird surf green, kind of like that. Yeah. Sahar insists, just make your bass fretless, bro. I'd be too afraid, dude. And there aren't that many luthiers or craftsmen, artisans, bass wizards or guitar wizards around my area. There aren't that many of them, so if I make a mistake, or if they make a mistake, I might just lose one of my two favorite basses. So I'm not too keen on that. I'll probably start off with a cheap fretless. That looks fretless, Mike, as they say. Does it look fretless? It doesn't look fretless, actually. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. I've been known to do that. Okay, FL3, that's got to be... Yeah, that looks like a fretless, 100%. And only available in Sunburst. Yeah, I guess it's the Jacko thing. I could live with that, 100%. 190 euros, come on. That's got to be done. Oof. Wood looks a little bit like a wardrobe door, but I mean, for less than 200 bucks, like, pretty good shout, Big Son. I appreciate it. No, been looking at it. Been getting a bunch of gear recently. Just got my Sire bass plecked. 300 bucks, so gotta wait on the fretless. SFG must stand for Seafoam Green. Oh, I see. FL, there we go. Yes. Thanks for noticing, Mike. A lot less options in terms of colors for the actual fretless stuff. Yeah, gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. Yep, it's that famous, legendary Harley Benton sound. You should have played with the pickups a little bit more. I don't like the way... I mean, it's probably full, both pickups, everything, tone up, all that jazz, but... Yes, it sounds a lot like my Harley Benton P-Bass. I don't think there's a lot of variety in the sound that they can come up with. But it's not bad for the price, for sure. To get a little bit of practice on the old fretless. Worth a punt. Worth a punt, as they say. I'm not playing at all. Yeah, a Plek machine. It's a computer that levels the frets with super precision. Oh, yeah, the little servos around the gear heads. Is that what it is? Do they still do them? Is that still a thing? Plex product. Plex Station, Plex Pro, Plex Scanner. Jesus, their website is like 20 years old. Most famous products are our machines, the Plex Pro and the Plex Station. Okay, what? Show me. I want to see pictures. The workhorse of the Plex machine line, the Plex Pro is designed for speed and efficiency in a manufacturing scenario. Developed for use in guitar production factories as a tool that not only does precise fret dressing, but also helps with quality control and R&D. Oh, this computer-controlled device scans and dresses a guitar under actual playing conditions, strung and tuned to pitch. This is a major breakthrough since the Plex Pro identifies precisely what needs to be done for perfect fretwork, executes this rapidly, and delivers perfect results on the instrument when restrung. I see. Okay, so it's basically like a professional computer-assisted setup. Is that fair to say? I mean, this is definitely not something that individuals can purchase. I'm guessing that's more than that. Stuff looks like it costs. It's like a mortgage on your house. Oh, dude, overkill. I mean, you know, if you like good sounding guitars, or if you like to look after your instruments, definitely not a waste of money. Because it's an important thing. I'm guilty of not looking after my instruments that well. Proof in the pudding, proof right there. A little bit of dust in the pots there, but I just need to find a good guy in Belgium. There aren't that many people that do this kind of stuff anymore, you know, which is sad. Okay, here we go. I need to do a little bit of practice at least. 2-5-1-4 in C. I'm going to start with that, small bites, and then move on from one to the other. 2, 3, 4. And that's where, yeah, apparently E flat is when I start, where I start getting confused. So I'll do some practice off camera, but I do think it's not perfect yet. It's not the perfect kind of seamless harmonic loop that sounds like an actual tune that's just modulating. Won't be able to completely get rid of the exercise feel of that, but I think it's a step forward. So 2-5-1-4. A minor, and then we'd start again on actually, that could work as well. Rather than doing 2-5-1-4, doing Where are we? B flat minor. So what degrees is that? 2, 5, 1, 4, and then a 2, 5, 1 in the minor, relative minor. And then move on to the next key. It feels a bit less rushed and a bit less unnatural, while still being, you know, kind of a harmony, a dense harmonic, harmonically dense exercise is what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna give it a go. 2, 3. I think it works better like that, having a bit more room to breathe in the thing. So 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 7, 6, 7, 3, 6. Yeah, that works. 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6. Practically covering all of the degrees of the scale. Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to turn into an exercise. I like it. I like it like that. And these, if I manage to get... See what I mean? Just playing this little... I'd like to be able to do that on more chords than just open strings. That's kind of the goal of this exercise. Been a bit of a... what would you call it? A bit of a nerd alert thing. I'm going to switch to the 4th string because there's something else I'd like to do. You guys remember that we transcribed a little bit of Adrian Feraud the other day from his latest Scots bass lesson live performance with Corey Henry and Thundercat's older brother, or younger brother. Thundercat's brother anyway, same thing. and that line is really, really fantastic. That's it. Very, very short. Here it is at full speed with the sound actually playing is better. That's it. It's just looped, but I'm getting there. The technique, once you sort of wrap your head around it and it becomes a bit more instinctual, you really start burning across the neck, across the fretboard. It's really, really cool. So B to C sharp, B, C sharp, F, now with the index finger. So C sharp, E, B, C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, E, A, C sharp again, and then F sharp, B, F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, with a little three-finger chromatic approach, which he actually does on the video. But the interesting thing is happening in the right hand. We're not plucking each of these notes. We're not alternating plucking that much. We're doing what they call economy plucking, which is every time there's a note, every time you move a string down, you use the same finger to pluck that string. And if you're like me, spent a lot of time really, really honing in on your alternate plucking, because that's what gives you the most accuracy, shall we say, accuracy and consistency, but it also limits the speed at which you can play. The only way you can play at these speeds like Hadrian does is if you use this hybrid plucking, which is a really excellent technique. But I was always afraid that I wouldn't be able to shake it off when I need to. If I need to get in the studio or play some very clean lines, I would be afraid that I would start sounding like a fusion guy, because it does have that sound. But now I don't care. It's as simple as that. So there they are. First one. One note, two notes, one finger. Sorry, I'm plucking all the notes, but this one, one finger, two notes. Again. Again. So there's like 4 or 5 of them. I'm trying to sort of highlight them as I'm playing. So every time you hear a note that has a bit more dynamics in it, that is the free note that you get from raking. The second one. First one is a normal note. The second one is a freebie, essentially. You could play really, really fast with this technique. It's crazy. See what I mean? Because you're raking, so this becomes a lot easier. And if you structure your lines and your left hand fingering in the correct manner, you can achieve basically a line that goes up while still using this downstring technique. So super, super interesting way to approach these things. I like it. It's a bit messy still. I'm trying to sort of push it, but see what I mean? And he actually does this with his finger at the end. It's not a slide, it's a very deliberate 3 fingers hammer on thing. And I'm just blown away as well by the sort of presence that this guy, the wherewithal that he has to have to. I mean, you play two notes and you instantly shift positions like that. You can see it on the video. It happens literally in a split second, and he tends to keep his fingers very close to one another, left-hand-wise, so it never seems. I mean, you can see his hand deploy every now and then, and he plays absolutely insanely, in an insane sort of range. He's got that ability as well, but in this case, instead of going, it's just an interesting choice, I thought, and the fact that he can do that. It seems like a very minor thing to be able to do, but it's huge. Being able to switch positions like that mid-phrase is really something everybody should try to implement in their playing. It, who knows? You're playing a tune and you've got one moment. You're just like, oh crap, where am I? Up, and you've got this ability to quickly shift around the neck. Super useful. What have I changed? Mike says, "That's it. You nailed it. I've got the technique now to play it as fast as Hadrian is. Well, I'll see you in 20 years. You know what I mean." When he plays that lick, he looks at the keys player and smiles as if to say, "That was good." Yeah, I saw that. That is true. And I thought, since this exercise has given me so much food for thought, I would like to go back to it and maybe transcribe something else. Oh my god, I went into a bit of a rabbit hole as well with some piano stuff yesterday, and I wanted actually to check this out. Okay, bear with me.
Two-hand arpeggios. I'm kind of curious what the technique is there. A lot of how I visualize arpeggios is with this concept of repeated note patterns. To start out with, I would either do a 6 or 8 note pattern that ends near where it starts an octave higher. So for example, I'll take this E flat major 7, the first chord. So I'll start a 6-note pattern on the note D. So I'll create a pattern like this. So I'm doing D, E flat, F, G, B flat, F, and then that's setting me up to be there again in this octave. So then I can practice. Right?
I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? That it's so beautiful.
Then I can practice. Right?
Oh man, that's the kind of beautiful ivory tickling that just gives you, I don't know, just it's so pleasant. It's like, when you hear like a fountain or you hear the sound of water, naturally human beings will just feel like relaxed. That's why we like water pieces or whatever they're called. We like water features in fancy places because they're very calming. We're hardwired to respond to the sound of water as like, oh yes, we found another, we'll be alive for another week or so, whatever. It's hardwired inside of us. And I hear these notes, this just sounds like water to me. It gives me the same feeling, weirdly enough. And I was just wondering if there was a way to turn this little beautiful arpeggio into another.
So then I can practice.
Repeating patterns. That could be so useful to navigate the neck as well. So more food for thought for me. Okay, so it starts in E flat. If I start in G, that might be. See what I mean? It doesn't quite work like that with the bass. But if I was to find an interesting figuring that allows you to play these arpeggios, at least like 2 of them up and down, that'd be such a cool thing, such a cool sound. Oh, could have just done that. But then there's a huge gap here. That might be the way. Could there be a better way? I think that might be it. We're still a million miles away from the kind of fluidity that would make it sound lovely. It's pianist envy, dude, for sure. 100%. Oh yeah, definitely. But pianists have bass envy themselves, you know. Always spending too much time with that left hand in the dusty ends of the keyboard. No, dude, come on, leave it with me. Although I've known some keyboard players who were just brutes at playing just insanely funky bass lines and laying the harmony down at the same time, to a point where you're like, what am I even useful for? Humbling for sure. Pianist envy, I love it. Ah. Yeah, I think that might be it. Weird, granted. Pianist envy, granted. Cool arpeggio exercise, 100%. Ah. So it combines a bunch of interesting ways, a bunch of interesting tactics to move around the fretboard, at least longitudinally. So 7, 1, 2, and then index finger immediately onto the B, and then play that A on the D string, fret 7 on the D string, and then use middle finger on the F sharp, ring finger on the G, pinky finger on the A, slide up to the B, D, A, F sharp. And now I've got to figure a way to go to get back down, because the whole point is to loop it. But I'll do that off screen, because that's going to take me a while, and I want to transcribe some Hadrian Feraud. But the link to this video, guys, really cool. An actual, it's an actual, I don't want to say TV show program. But these things on YouTube these days, they come close to. The guy has guests on his, I guess, videocast. Noah Kelman, himself a very good piano player, and they just go through everything piano, harmony. It's a really interesting thing. Conversations last for about hour and a half, and he has this guy who plays this stuff. It's unreal. it's the real deal, dude. This guy's Estonian, right? So it's not like he grew up in a church, you know, in the US, but he's absorbed that technique. It's that organ approach to things, unbelievable, and all of the cluster chords in there, just insane. Organ envy, yes, big organ envy. Don't take that out of context, okay? Right, moving on to Hadayan. Where was it? Jazz trio, fusion. Yeah, that's it. Ah, there we go. Little glance at Corey Henry right there, and I don't think he's getting the response that he wanted because he seems a bit disappointed. Like it? Oh. Body language of musicians, right? I love that technique. I think he does it later on as well. I'd love to have a look at that. What's up, Nate? How you doing? Taking the organ for a walk. Sweet Home Chicago Blues Brothers style. Indeed. So. Oh, I don't have that note. That's F sharp or E. That's a high E. I do have that on the jazz bass though, but irrelevant. We can just move it around a little bit. What was the timestamp on that? 11:43. So if I go back to the action cam, let's move to different preset. 11:43. Oh, that's just before. Yeah. I think it's this one that's the clearest. End. Still preset. No. Turn the pitch down. Yeah, I think that's about right. So, save that to 2. I'm feeling very creative today. Oh my god. Hang on, how many frets more does he have? At least E flat and probably another. Not E flat, sorry, an F. Maybe F sharp G, all the way to G, probably. My god, this is a crazy bass. Okay, so different key. Forget about the video. Oh, how does he even? I might have to bring it down even more. Okay, so the clue here is going to be where he puts his little pinky finger, and that will let us know altogether where our general fingering is going to be. This is hard. Oh my god, that sounds impossible. No, but he finishes with his pinky finger here. Might be it, over 3 strings. I'm gonna have to go through that video very slowly to figure out exactly what's going on there. Ah. That I can play fast. But switching gears like that, up and down, actually, doesn't look like he's spreading his fingers that much though. Or does he? Again, making use of that raking technique here. Pluck, pluck, alternating. And this one is one finger. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. This is actually a lot easier than, if you've never tried, this is a lot easier than it seems. And the difference that this one free note makes just by raking makes you like 33% faster, at least on this one. I've calculated it in my head. No. Okay, I've got the notes in my head. I'll come back to this one and have a proper look at the video, see if I can gather some clues as to what exactly Hadrian is doing. Have you guys been working on anything cool recently? Michael, anything you're paying particular care to develop at the moment? I don't know why I said it like that. Anything in particular? Mike, do let me know. Or Nate. Oh, Nate, by the way, dude, I've been waiting for you to turn up to show you this. Yeah, you know what it's about. You know exactly what this is about. There's been some progress. Not crazy, not crazy. Don't expect, don't expect the full thing, but there's been some progress. I'm referring to, if you guys weren't here before, stop it, drop it, rewind, Facebook. That's what people speak like in Indiana, right? With Finnish accents. People drop and rewind. Most popular. I don't want your most popular. I want your most coolest. There we go. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so sorry. That was absolutely blaring in my ears. I hope I did not destroy your eardrums as well. I was very careless. My apologies. Still blaring in my ears. I don't know about you guys. Oh god. I think I just lost a few dBs there. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys. My apologies again. Because that was the wrong one. I was expecting a super quiet. Which one was it? Doesn't really matter. It was recent as well. I've lost it. Where is it? Nate, I know you'd posted it. I've literally just found it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, biddy blue, biddy blue. Classic video. That's the one. Right, so I don't have the other chords, but the first one is starting to make sense to me. Right, and I'd noticed something else as well. If you look at his thumb, what I was struggling with. I'm plugged in. Okay, here we go. I was struggling to pop these two notes after hitting the second, that section. Interestingly enough, he uses his thumb, he keeps his thumb on the fretboard and uses his thumb to help sort of pop these two notes. I've never seen this technique before. I've never seen this. If you look at his thumb, you'll notice that he spends a fraction of time longer when he plucks this low note. Oh, my bad, Mike. The volume was very low. I wasn't monitoring that properly. I will have to pay more attention to that in the future. Right now, because it was so loud in my ears, I was afraid that it was really, really uncomfortable for you guys as well. So I'll just put the volume back up a little bit. And if you look at his thumb, thank you for letting me know, Mike. Really appreciate it. But I have gathered a little bit more insight on this particular thing, Nate, which is this is fine. you know, I can, with practice, I know I'll be able to wrap my head around it. It was that second series of pops that I was like, I can't quite get them. I can't find the momentum to sort of get them right. And then I realized that he keeps his thumb on the fretboard even after he's popped the notes, and then he unglues himself. So it's a very fluid motion, but you have to be really observant to pick up on it. And that's how he manages to get these two notes to pop really evenly and consistently, is, and he uses his thumb as a support for the pop, which is just really cool. It's such a clever work around this little difficulty. I don't know who this guy is, right? He's clearly an American from Indiana, Northwest Indiana. How does somebody come up with this kind of stuff? And how much time has he spent crafting this bass line? But most importantly, once you hit the first obstacle, which is like, oh, actually, I can't do that. Oh, what's the point? Guy's like, no. This is when things get interesting. And then pushes on, practicing this thing until it becomes second nature. Absolutely flabbergasted, man. I'm so amazed at the human spirit altogether. That's what it is. It's the human spirit, creativity, and the fact that some people just don't give up and produce these really mind-boggling creative events, works of art. So where was I? It's going to take me a couple of minutes to sort of get back in shape, but I'm getting there, dude. There's real progress this time. Oh, this sounds horrific on my end. It's not yet fluid at all, and I'm struggling to implement the thumb resting thing. But it's getting there. I just need to tidy it up and slow it down. And then I'll move on to the second chord, I suppose, after what, 2 months? 2 months of first learning about this bass line. So Nate, thank you very much for introducing me to this guy. Really, really cool. An interesting decrypting challenge, really. And I've started to enjoy these a lot more recently. I don't know why. I kind of lost the bug a few years back, when I was like, oh, well, nobody's going to hire me for this stuff anyway, so why should I spend so much time practicing this when I could be learning tunes, or working on YouTube videos, that kind of stuff. I was like, well, what's the point? Well, now I've got a bit more of a why. Why is I really enjoy them. I enjoy these kind of little brain teasers, and clearly so does he. So grateful for your sharing this with me, dude. And I think it's slowly taking shape, man. I'm not delusional, right? But I've never seen this technique of keeping your thumb on the fretboard. If you look at the video again, like you might just pick up on it. Look at that thumb when he hits that low A flat. Did you see it? His thumb just stays there as support for the rest of the movement, and that's why his hand looks like nearly looks like a very sort of fluid wave. And then I hadn't picked up on it, but that's what's going on. He uses his thumb and then I was like, it looked like magic at first, and now that I'm starting to wrap my head around it, I'm kind of happy. Yeah. dopamine release when I figured it out. I was like, that's what he's doing. I was kind of proud of myself as well. But yes, a bit more practice, and then I'll be able to teach it to someone. You know, should somebody else ever want to figure out how to play like that. I mean, these guys are bound to, you know, I don't want to say hit the big time, because I'm not sure this is. Yeah, I'm not sure what the sort of internal American market looks and sounds like. But still sounds like you can make it big in a genre, and the rest of America would have never heard of you. But you're fitting like big venues in the US. So much, guys. Just go and get it. Go and get it, you guys in the US. Honestly, there's so much to do over there. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe I've got a little bit rose tinted glasses, a little bit. Well, better that than the alternative, right? I'd rather be naive than jaded. Friends, thank you very much for joining me today. This was a bit more intense than our usual sort of play a tune, jammy stuff. English third language at this point, I think. But I'm very glad we got through that. So I've got a long list of to-dos. I've got to come up with a proper practiced version of this exploded chords thing, and a proper approach to it. At the moment, it's very disjointed, and I'd like to be able for it to sort of congeal around a coherent, loopable exercise that I can then put into a PDF, do a backing track for, and give it to you guys, put it on the Patreon. That I've got to practice this bass line, and what else? Hadrian's stuff. I want to figure out what he does there as well. So, bunch of things to do. I'll write them on my little whiteboard just after this. But friends, thank you very much for joining me. This was a slightly quieter one, a bit more of a nerdy stream, but you got to have these every now and then. So, my good friends, thank you very much for joining me today. I will be streaming again on Friday, possibly a bit of a guerrilla stream tomorrow at a different time, but it's okay, guys. Don't worry. You don't have to come online. If you see me pop up, that's okay. Just leave it be. You can always come back to it. I'll just be. It might just be at a random time, just to sort of keep the momentum going. But it won't be a numbered episode, if you wish. I appreciate your presence and your attention, all of you. I will stream at the regular time on Friday. But like I said, tomorrow might be a morning stream for me. So, Mike, you might still be awake. Who knows? It'll be random though. So, just if I feel like I've got half an hour, I'll just get online. But altogether, guys, give this stream a like if you haven't already. This really helps with the algorithm. And if you did get any value at all from this stream, from watching me struggle, give us a subscribe. Would be much appreciated. Your help is help. I'll leave it at that. And it's true. Take care, you guys. Was fun until next time. Always appreciate you, Phil. I appreciate you, Nate. Very, very much appreciate your attention and your support. And Michael will be in touch. Great live stream. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Peace, love, and funk. Toodles. Big Son, thanks for turning up, man. Really appreciate the contribution and the participation. And Zahar as well, and Akil. Let's all wish Akil good luck for his exam tomorrow. Or, yes, tomorrow. And I'm sure we'll hear about it when he comes back online. So fingers crossed for Akil. Let's keep him in our thoughts, in our prayers, and I'm sure he'll do great. Take care, friends. I will see you on Friday. Toodles!